Alright, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to use the external monitor app in the Xperia series of phones from Sony. The app itself is available on both the Xperia 1 and 5 phones, although I believe that starting with the Mark II, that's when the app was first set to be available. Now the first thing you want to check is to see if the app itself is enabled on your device. Typically, when first booting up the device, the app itself is disabled, meaning it should not show up in your app drawer. You have to go to the connection settings in order to enable it. So I'm actually be distributing this on the Xperia 1 Mark IV. Although I'm recording with Xperia 1 Mark V, the same applies for this phone. So if I go into the settings, device connection preferences, external monitor. From here you can actually enable the app, and once you do that, it'll be available in your app drawer. So the first time you fire up the app, you'll be giving a brief introduction. However, the main takeaway is the type of connection that's required to get it working. Obviously, Sony advertises this feature with their alpha lineup cameras, but you're not limited to only alpha cameras. Any device that supports the UVC standard or video over USB-C will work. Now, UVC standard is typically used for webcams. However, with the pandemic, there was a huge market to use mirrorless cameras, DSLR cameras as webcams. So newer devices are starting to be shipped with compatibility with that standard. Now with me, I have two devices. One on the left is a Sony A7 III, which does not support the UVC standard, unfortunately, and on the right we have a typical webcam from Dell. So I'll start first with the webcam, and in this case it's just purely USB-C to USB-C connection. So I'll just fast forward this. Once you connect the USB-C cable, it'll detect the device and go straight into the viewfinder. So you can see that my phone, the Xperia 1 Mark IV in this case, is capturing the image from the Dell camera. And it really is that simple. Unfortunately, with cameras that are not compatible, you do have to use a capture card, and that's what I'm using in the A7 III. So I'll go ahead and disconnect this. And let me just briefly show you the setup I have in the A7 III. So basically, the A7 III has a micro HDMI port. So I have a micro HDMI cable to a female HDMI port, and then have an HDMI cable all the way to a capture card. In this case, that can supposedly capture in 4K resolution, and the other side is just a USB-C. And that's a little bit unwieldy, but that's kind of the limitation of non-UVC devices. So if I just go ahead and connect this to the Xperia and turn on the camera, actually you'll see it detects the port, but since the camera is not on, you get this typical no signal diagram, which I guess is kind of a throwback to early 80s, 90s television. So the camera is on now. Wake her up, and there it is. Now obviously there are a lot more features with monitoring app regards to grid lines, zebra lines, peaking. Although on the Xperia 1 Mark IV doesn't support zebra lines, but the Xperia 1 Mark V does. I will be doing another video on the latest features in the monitor app with the Xperia 115. Be sure to check that out. Feel free to ask any questions, and thanks for stopping by.